A man confronts you.
He's your enemy. The enemy deserves no mercy. That was line for line out of the original. Hey guys, it's your girl Alicia K, Geek XX Chic, and we're back with another episode of Cobra Kai. We're now into episode 2 of season 1, which is called Strike First. So we already have the season or series premiere, which basically introduced us to all of our characters again and set up the situation for Johnny starting his very own dojo. He is seeing an opportunity to create new purpose for himself as well as make a little much needed coin. And that's basically how we ended things, with him digging back into his Cobra Kai training and mantras to see if he can kind of pull himself up from the dregs that he's been living in. So without further ado, we're going to get into this episode. But before we do, you know the drill. If you've been here before and you like what you see, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you can be notified when I do more reactions to this particular show, as well as many others that are in the vein of all this nerdy type stuff. And if you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. And hopefully you'll consider subscribing too and helping me reach my goal of 10K. All right, that out of the way, guys. Let's hop into episode 2 right about now. Oh, we're at Shea LaRusso. Look at him waking up in his king-size bed. Perfect wife. Perfectly aligned tie. Perfect American breakfast with the perfect kids. Life is bliss. And driving the Audi. I consider this the blessing of Miyagi. And working with his wife, that takes a lot. Like, you know, there's a good partnership if they can work together and be married. And then his day goes south. Oh, poor Danny. The trauma associated with that place. You know what I love about this is in the last episode, we saw the trauma that was holding Johnny in a certain place. And now in that quick montage, we get to see the trauma that Daniel is clearly still not 100% past yet, even though it's been over 30 years.
So am I going to get the karate pajamas too?
Pajamas?
Student only speaks when spoken.
Sensei.
Yes, sir. You'll always address me as sensei. Is that understood?
Hi.
We do not train to be merciful here.
Mercy's for the weak.
Mercy is for the weak. A man confronts you.
He's your enemy. The enemy deserves no mercy. That was line for line out of the original.
Striking first is about being aggressive. Right? If you're not aggressive, then you're being a pussy, and you don't want to be a pussy. You want to have balls.
There's weird.
You know how to genderize him?
Right? And we're also on completely extreme ends of the spectrum here. So Johnny was not meant to be a sensei.
All right, just do some crunches. Don't you have gym class or something?
Crunches.
This place needs a lot of work. You're not open for business,
Just did a lot of work.
Oh, no, that's just an illegal I picked up this morning. He's helping me set up.
I don't need to know about all that.
Johnny!
You need to do all that to get the certificate that's required to get the insurance you need to open.
Bam.
But you knew that when you signed your lease, right?
Right? Because you know you can't open a place like this without insurance with minors.
Cobra K.
Yep. Forever. Cobra K. Remember Encino Oaks, guys. This is where Daniel got spaghetti all over his very nice white suit. The fact that he would come here after that humiliating encounter.
We'll get a couple of sodas.
Nah, I'm good.
Wow. See, this kind of thing don't happen in black households because who bought that?
Hey, you still kicking that competition? You know what I do.
Hey, Taisha! My namesake.
From over here.
She's with your grandma. But I'll tell her that you said hi. Right.
Later, Russo.
Why are you covering for your jerk daughter?
That guy from my high school's car I just fixed for free.
Yeah, the blonde pretty boy that you beat in that tournament.
Actually, I never remember
He's
calling him.
very beautiful, though. He was.
Anyway.
Thank you. Sis understands.
Dad, where the hell's my drink? Hurry up!
Oh.
I'm gonna throw him in the goddamn.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly what you should have done. Potentially a birth.
And after you're done with that, you can take care of these exposed wires. It's gonna be a lot of work.
Wow, Johnny. Okay, electrocute the minor.
What does this have to do with karate, Sensei?
Do not question my method.
And again, the parallel between how Mr. Miyagi had Daniel doing a bunch of chores like around his beautiful, beautiful house and him just getting Miguel to do his slave labor. Like,
Yeah, what about your dad? Is he okay with you getting your ass kicked up and down Reseda Boulevard?
Wow, I never really knew my dad, so.
Johnny's like, wow, me and this kid have things in common.
Alright, everybody get out of here right now.
Right?
Oh, Dad, I had no idea you were gonna come so early.
It doesn't make a difference what time I get home.
Teenagers.
Are all of you guys wearing my bathing suits?
Maybe.
All right, listen, party's over. Let's go. Take the suits off and leave. Not out
Do
here.
you want the suits back? I would let them keep them.
Yeah.
I think you can afford to replace them.
Can't you be at robot camp with Aisha?
Because she doesn't want to be a nerd. Look, I remember what it was like.
Excuse
Like the other kids made fun of.
Me!
I just don't want her turning into one of these privileged Encino brats.
Neither do I.
Too late. And he's cleaning up. No, she should have been cleaning that up. This is why. Listen, some parents, I'm not saying you can't let your kids do what they want to do, but there is a difference between being respectful and disrespectful. Both of his children are highly disrespectful. And in the name of, oh, I don't want to encroach on their space,
True karate is here.
And here.
It's here, but never here.
Never here.
My tummy?
Or here. Dads always think that their babies are going to stay babies forever, but his daughter's now growing and hanging with absolutely the wrong people.
I'm really sorry about today. I shouldn't have just invited everyone over without.
Appropriate response.
Just have those guys bring their own trunks from now on, okay?
Deal.
Right? Like, he seems like such a chill dad. It would have been nothing to just ask him if you could have had a party.
He and I have been texting a little bit.
Texting. Right. Just words, though.
Oh, gross. No.
Valid question these days. This is hilarious because much like Daniel in the original movie, even though Miguel didn't really do anything to these boys, Johnny's helping him actually put him in a very precarious position because they might blame him for the butt kicking that they clearly asked for.
Shit. Yasmin's looking at us. Probably she's making fun of me. I don't think she's making
Okay,
fun of you. I mean,
not everything's about you.
You see that guy over there who looks like he went down in a lawnmower? He's literally wearing the ugliest sweater I've ever seen.
Damn, he's right.
Check out Fuglicia. She looks like she ate a picnic table.
Oh, I know you didn't. You are not gonna do that to my name, ma'am. The way I would have gathered every strand.
also never suffer a humiliating rejection. I'm at peace with my depression. Last thing I need to do is...
Words to live by. I am at peace with my depression. Yeah, you took way too long. That was the longest slow walk ever. Turn it around. Strike first. He struck first, you see? You gotta be quick, determined. You gotta mean it.
You break his teeth. Strike here. You could severely damage his trachea.
Wow, he knows the word trachea.
For extreme situations. All right. I know.
The way he just mumbled. That's for extreme situation. Because breaking a nose or shattering a jaw is not. Okay.
Is that some chick he's hooking up with?
It's an illegal drug.
Right, sir. You really need to get onto this whole teenage world.
You want to flush your life down the toilet? Like you're one to talk.
I was about to say.
Dad, now you're a pathetic loser.
Okay. This woman's like, these white kids.
I think maybe I should keep trying his mother.
Yeah.
Fuck with that.
It's not much better. Poor Robbie be raising himself.
Because you could stop your training right now and you could walk outside and let the whole world know you're a loser. You
Wow.
could plant your feet, look your enemy in the eyes, and punch him in the face.
It's interesting that the verbal abuse that's used, right, to be the motivator. And it shows you exactly like how Cobra Kai was poisoned, like Mr. Miyagi said, right? That it was the sensei that ruined karate for these boys, not the martial art. And the difference too, right? Mr. Miyagi was always talking about like the art of the martial art. Whereas, as we saw in Cobra Kai, it was all about violence, revenge, self-hate.
He was from Okinawa. Where are your parents from? Irvine?
Thank you. Even that question, I know it seems very mild, but the fact that he just assumed that his parents were immigrants. It's like, we're to the point now where there's like second and third generation, all kinds of Asian in the US now.
Some guy at a meeting mall. He just jumped me and my friends.
What?
Interesting narrative.
Is there any particular way you want me to wash these windows?
Nah, I don't give a shit. Whatever's easiest.
Wax on, wax off? Left hand, right? Okay. I would never clean a toilet that close to my face. But it shows you what a good kid Miguel is, though. Hard worker, good heart. Sadly, very impressionable.
I didn't beat up any teenagers. I kicked the shit out of a bunch of assholes who deserved it.
That's right.
Lawrence calling someone else an asshole. That's rich, man.
Ooh.
What's that supposed to
What happened to all the niceness at the dealership the other day, Daniel?
I'm not...
Yeah, that makes sense. This
Yikes.
company she keeps,
What the hell's that supposed to mean?
Well-
friends of hers were wailing on a kid half their size. And maybe get your house in order, LaRusso.
He went there! Oh!
I'm sorry, Sensei. Sensei?
That's what he's saying.
You and I, we aren't done.
Ooh. I love that shot with the two of them across the mat and then the message in the back. Daniel's like, I don't have to solve all things physically anymore. We're adults. I can use the law and the fact that I'm rich.
Should I do 20 push-ups on my knuckles? Right, like you could.
I mean, true. Oh, well, you should just make out already. You're besties. The smiles, the smirks. Oh, I love it. I love the parallels. And I also like that this is the episode where we get to see a little bit more of, like I mentioned in the first episode, Daniel's got a bit of arrogance there, right? He doesn't see it yet, but you know, he didn't even try to understand Johnny. The fact that he's just assuming that he's exactly the same person he was 30 years ago. And, well, there's a little bit of Johnny doing the same, but the truth is Johnny's just kind of trying to live his life, right? He's annoyed. He obviously has his issues around Daniel, but it's all surrounding the one thing, which is Allie. He doesn't care about the fact that Daniel's rich or successful now. He just cared about that one thing that Daniel did, or he perceived that Daniel did to him. Whereas Daniel is still creating an entire narrative around his high school experience with Johnny. And even now, assuming that nothing's changed, even though clearly 30 years is a long time. So I kind of like they did so many parallels in this show that I love between what we saw in the movie and now seeing it happen with Johnny and with Miguel. But of course, it's far more damaging in some ways. But of course, it's not all bad. Right now, Johnny is definitely not operating out of the most sensei-like place. But there was that beautiful moment where they kind of connected, where he realized that Miguel didn't really have a relationship with his real father the same way that Johnny didn't have a relationship with his real father. And he's just starting to understand and actually care a little bit more. Like that door opened to his heart just a little bit. And of course, the introduction of his son, Robbie, and the fact that there's a very tortured and dysfunctional, to put it mildly, relationship going on between the two of them. But yes, I love it. I love that this show laid so much groundwork in the first couple of episodes for what was going to come in the upcoming ones. And it is so much fun to watch. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. And if you did, please give this video a thumbs up and we'll see you in the next episode.